just simply wow. I have no idea how this shit happens and where do people get the idea that it's perfectly normal to think this way. Yet again, we have feminists up in arms. It's the same social justice warrior league that did the yes all women hashtag and all that bullshit. And now they're being upset because the winner of Miss USA, and I haven't even checked who the winner is or anything, I've just read the articles and I've seen the tweets. And the feminists are going batshit crazy about this lady's statement saying, how about we teach the women to defend themselves? How about we learn a little bit of martial arts? And the feminists are going absolute apeshit. And this is not going to be too long, but I'm going to go in on what I've said about this before and what my reasoning to the issue is. And then I'm just going to read a couple of tweets that are live from the search on Twitter. And I searched for the hashtag rape culture space hashtag Miss USA. That is the search I did for this one. And this is the result. I'm going to read the live statements, the live tweets from that. I did a little bit of background checking on this first. I got wind of it through Mundane Matt and Julie Borowski. So that's how I found out about this. And I'm still going to look through all their videos, but I'm just going to give my reactions and thoughts first. And here are my thoughts when it comes to rape. Feminists are fervently trying to tell women it is okay to be a victim. We need you to be a victim. We need more women to be raped. So therefore it is okay if you go down that dark alleyway all alone in the middle of the night, drunk, without friends. Come on, it's just perfect. It's your full right to do so. Now the reality is we know there are bad people on this planet. Feminists wants to make it out to all men are potential rapists. You've seen it all over the place. Feminists will state all men are potential rapists. Never mind the fact that it is extremely offending to the billions of men that do not rape and don't even have a thought of ever doing so in their life. There are billions of men on this planet that never even have that thought just skitter across their brain. In the feminist mindset, all men are potential rapists. And this is why they need it. They need women to be victims. This is why they need to be so fervently against the idea of self-defending, learning martial arts, or even taking responsibility. Not even a man would dream up of going out one night, drinking himself really shit-faced, waving tons of cash around, wearing expensive suits and whatnot. And I probably said just this argument before, but you wouldn't do this, then stumble on home, you leave your friends, you decide you're gonna take a shortcut through a park that is closed, you decide you're gonna sing at the top of your lung. That is being very irresponsible. Is it right that you're being attacked? No. It's not right, but you are very, very likely to be attacked because you're advertising yourself that you should be. And the same comes for women. And feminists are refusing to acknowledge that rape is about control, about stealing. It's not about the sex. But feminists want you to think that it is. No, a rapist is stealing something from someone else. They're taking their control out of their hands for a brief moment. That is what it's about. And defending yourself against that is defending your properties, your things, the things you have. And I remember growing up in northern Sweden when I was a kid. And I remember the adults had no issues when they came home. Even if there were strangers in the house, they could toss their wallets on the table. They could put the car keys and whatnot in plain sight. Now, when you come home to someone, you see that, and yes, I have moved location. I moved to different cultures and different countries since then. But even when I get back, people are now making sure that these things are out of sight. They're keeping them away. They're being a little bit more responsible with them. And I know it's a bit of a sidetrack, but at the bottom line of it, it is property. It's someone that wants what you have. They will take it. They are prepared to do a certain amount. And if feminism gets their way, they're saying that, oh, women shouldn't learn how to defend themselves, then we will get more rape. Because the vile and vicious predators that we do have in this society, they know, and they're actually sitting there and applauding the idiotic ideas and saying, oh yeah, please teach women not to defend themselves. It will make my life so much easier. And I'm actually choking on even thinking that kind of way. It's really disgusting, but that is how it is. I've been saying it and I'm saying it again, and I'm sorry for rambling and probably just jumping all over the place, but it is on you, man or woman or child or adult or grown up or retired or whatever. If you're out and about, it is nice to think that we live in a free world where you do not have to fear anything, but it is naive to think that evil doesn't exist. It's naive to think that there will not be someone that may do something. But when you're taking the responsible steps, when you're being clever about what pub you're gonna go out to with your friends, you know the area, you know the friends that are nearby. If you end up in trouble or something, that you lose your wallet or whatever trouble that may cause you to have to do some kind of adventurous things, you know that there is something nearby that you can rely on. Friends, families, acquaintances, businesses, even your office. If you work in an office, that can be a safe haven, stopping you from having to walk alone through a park or something. If something happens that forces you to have to take these options, that is simply being responsible. It is not being responsible to have to do these things, or thinking that it is okay to do these things and going, oh well, if I get attacked, then oh, it's just rape culture. That's just such insane bullshit. I'm gonna try and keep this video short, guys. I'm sorry for rambling on, and I hope I haven't been jumping all over the place. I'm gonna check in here now on a few tweets I've taken up. This is what people are saying on Twitter right now. These are the search results I find on the first page of Twitter, searching for the hashtag rape culture and hashtag Miss USA. Heather Lang. I don't know why I'm so surprised by hashtag Miss USA. I already know pageants are gross. I'm just surprised to see rape culture so alive and well. Fair enough, this lady only has 3 favorites. 1 retweet and 3 favorites. Not that damaging, it's not that many. Mind you, she's the first and she's the freshest search results I have on my Twitter feed. By Ngoyen, By is Asian is his tweet handler, and he's tweeting, "No, Miss Nevada. To prevent rape, how about we teach men not to rape women? Hashtag stop victim blaming, hashtag Miss USA, hashtag rape culture." Can you please inform me how well it's been going with the laws about not killing, not stealing, not stabbing, not punching, not robbing? Please? Can I have an answer to those? Teaching is not the one and only solution. You have to do multiple steps. And self-defense is a really good thing, because hopefully it will lead to a lot of YouTube videos where potential rapists are trying to attack and get the shit kicked out of them. That, beyond prison sentence, would be an extremely good deterrent to the stupid people out there that actually do commit these crimes. But still, keep in mind, there are billions of men on this planet that don't rape, that understand this without even having to hear it the first time. Let's have another idiot. Claire Lower, at Claire Lizzie. Pretty telling that hashtag Miss Nevada thinks the answer to the univ, in this case probably being university, rape problem is women learning to protect themselves. Rape culture. Hashtag rape culture, hashtag Miss USA. Still, we're only in on a few retweets and a few favorites, but we're getting up in ranking. Claire, defending yourself against an attack, even if it's not rape, defending yourself against being robbed, mugged, whatever, is a good thing. Especially since if you're trained in combat, if you're trained to defend yourself, you might actually be able to realize that the situation is one where you shouldn't defend yourself. Where you should let them get away with your purse or your credit card and whatnot, because they are more than you. They have more guns, they have more weapons, they have knives, whatever. And someone might actually end up being seriously hurt. That is what self-defense is about. Learning what you can and cannot do. And yes, to stop rape, self-defense will go a really fucking long way. Here we have even an officially verified account from an Eliza Benson. I get the college sexual assault problem can't be solved in 30 secs, but still icky to pretend like self-defense is the answer. Hashtag Miss USA. This prime time moron, this well-marinated stupidity, has 179 retweets and 247 favorites. We're starting to build up a volume of a lot of people going and saying, you should not defend yourself. Yes, this is what you're saying when you're saying self-defense is not the answer. Then you're saying you should not defend yourself. You're saying you should allow the predators to take advantage of you, because it's your role to be the victim. Now, I get it that I will be labeled as some kind of victim blamer here for saying what is right, but these are the real... I would actually claim that these people are the victim makers. and that they need these victims, because what use do you have of feminism if rape culture idea would disappear? Now, let's say that it would drop in half. You know, feminists would take credit for it, but suddenly would be a lot less to rave about. And what would happen if suddenly all women would take 2 years of martial art instead of spinning down at the gym? I know we would have a lot more reports about certain attackers being in the hospitals and ER with broken whatnots. Just a thought. And we know it's real. For those of you that can apply reason and logic to this issue, you know it is real that self-defense is a very, very good start. Let's have some more idiots. Ashley Ramsey Hunnam at Ashley Ramsey. This lady doesn't have that many retweets or favorites. 6 retweets and 12 favorites. Her tweet: "No, Miss Nevada, the solution to rape is not that all women should have black belts. Thanks though. Hashtag not the problem. Hashtag miss the point. Hashtag miss USA." Well, Ashley, I think the hashtag miss the point applies perfectly well to you. This is more of just your moronic behavior that feminism promotes and indoctrinates into its followers. We have another one, Annabeth West, and she doesn't have too many either. She has 10 retweets and 17 favorites. Her tweet is: "Women shouldn't need to learn to protect themselves against rape. Hashtag Miss Nevada. Educate and respect yourself as a woman. Hashtag rape culture." I'm sorry to say, Annabeth West, but Miss Nevada has a lot more respect for herself as a woman than you have for anyone, it would seem. This is just such a vile statement that you have, and if this is your outlook on humanity and women and people, then I must say you're a horrible human being. Mandy Velez, or Velez, at Mandy_Velez, if you need to search that. Her tweet has had 25 retweets and 14 favorites. And what is she saying? Well, let's hope Nevada uses her media tour to reiterate that teaching girls self-defense is not the best way to protect against assault. Hashtag Miss USA. I wonder then, what is the best way to protect yourself against an assault? Self-defense includes every single form there is to stop an assault happening on you. Your stupidity is so far up there that you have actually earned a place among the creationist retards like Ken Ham and Banana Man and all those other retards that are trying to pull this shit. Don't you realize how stupid that statement is? You're saying there is no defense against assault, or that it's not the answer to protect yourself against being attacked. Gee, it looks like you're from the United States of America, and I would ask you, what would happen if America suddenly would say, oh, let's not have an army. Let's see what happens. No defense, no self-defense, just saying. Suffice to say, there are a lot more of these idiots out there, and it wouldn't surprise me if we're gonna see some infographics with the stupid comments going around about Miss USA now. I just don't get it. Can anyone answer me and say that I am wrong when I'm suspecting feminism for being a profit-mongering machine, and this kind of response has a lot more to do with them protecting their financial interest than actually protecting the welfare of women? Because this is a typical response. You need women to be victims of rape in order to promote and continue the rape culture hashtag. Without women being raped, or well, without anyone being raped, there is nothing to continue on here. And I know there's a lot of people sitting there and earning a shitload of money. Lazy Green is one of them that's continually promoting and saying that this is how it is and this is how it should be and whatnot. And she's just using it to make herself a lot of money. And the Social Justice Warrior League eats it up hook, line and sinker. Let me know what you thought and leave some comments and some feedbacks. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, peace the fuck out.